Korea's GDP. Ito, naku, napakagandang balita ito. Nakalagay dito, Korea will be among the world's top 10 countries in terms of increase in the size of their GDP between 2010 and 2019. Yan ang sabi ni Jim O'Neill, chairman ng Goldman Sachs Asset Management. Goldman Sachs is a very popular and very respected investment banking institution. Pero, ito ang sabi niya, but over the next 3 decades to 2050, Korea won't enjoy that lofty status. It will lag behind Indonesia, the Philippines, and even Nigeria, which have the largest purchasing power. Why? Because of our population base. Sila, bubunti ang population na. Isipin nyo, ang kanilang elementary school students today are less than their elementary school students in 1970. Kumunti yung tao nila. Meron mga villages sa South Korea na namamatay na. So, 30 years, 2050, siyempre bago mag-2050, mararamdaman na natin ang pag-ulan natin sa Korea. Yung 30 years na yan, hindi po matagal yan. Mabilis po yan. Kasi naalala nyo, nung nagkaroon ng EDSA, 1986, ilang taon ang nakaraan nung mangyari ang EDSA? 24 years ago. Parang noon lang, di ba? Sino mga veterano ng EDSA rito? Parang noon lang yan, parang kahapon lang yan. 24 years. In 24 years, we might be overtaking already yung isang bansa na kinaiingitan natin. Why? Because of that effective population policy. Okay, ito yung balita kanina. Nasa dyaryo ito, Philippine Star, Enquirer. The Philippines warned it may end up like Somalia. Sabi nitong si Malcolm Potts, supposedly a population expert, may become a failed state in 40 years if the RH bill is not passed. So in Congress, magiging Somalia raw tayo. How can we become like Somalia? How can we end up with a population density of 12? Nasa 360 plus tayo. Baliktad. Ang problema ng Somalia, kukunti ang tao. How can we become like Somalia? We just the other day, we announced the completion of one of the largest ships built in the world, built in the Philippines. In fact, the Philippines now is one of the top 3 shipbuilders in the world. We are now number 2 or number 3 in the BPO sa IT, yung business process outsourcing. Eh, Somalia, ang economy, livestock. Paano naman tayo makukumpara sa Somalia? Kaya sabi ko, nagbigay ako ng statement. Sabi ko, ito si Malcolm Potts, dapat ito ay mapa-deport sapagkat iniinsulto niya ang Pilipinas. But more than that, pinag-aralan ko po ito si Pilsar Bumaset. Sino ba si Malcolm Potts? Hindi lamang siya population expert. He was the first physician to promote the technique of uterine manual vacuum aspiration. Yun yung sinasak nyo, yung fetus abortion. The first physician, 1972 pa. Ano bang sabi dito? Merong article sa European Journal of Contraception and Reproductive Health Care noong June 10, itong nakaraang June lamang. Siya mismo ang sumulat nito, sabi niya, I look at abortion from the perspective of a doctor who has performed abortions, a physician who also has a PhD in embryology, etc., etc. Pagkatapos, I was perhaps the first Western physician, very proudly sinasabi niya, no? I was perhaps the first Western physician to do outpatient vacuum aspiration abortions under local anesthesia. Outpatient pa, hindi pa sa ospital. Sabihin, pupunta ka lang, tapos uwi ka na. Ganun lang, parang ganun lang kasi parang pinunutan ng ngipin the way he's talking about abortions. Itong si Malcolm Potts. So, anong ginagawa ni Malcolm Potts dun sa forum na yan, dun sa AIM forum na yan, mostly about populations? Ang RH ba? RH, kasama ba abortion sa RH? Kung ganun? Bakit nila ginagawang parang spokesman itong si Malcolm Potts on RH? Eh alam naman nila siguro, unless hindi nila background check itong taong ito, alam nila na he's one of the proponents of abortion in the Western world. Ito, binanggit ko yung population ng Somalia at saka ng Philippines. Tapos, bukod pa, Malcolm Pats has been married 4 times. So, mukhang hindi siya pwede maging poster boy ng RH kasi abortionist at saka married 4 times. And then there's a best-selling book, The Next 100 Years, authored by George Friedman. George Friedman is a very respected analyst on geopolitics. Ini-invite siya sa Department of Defense, ini-invite sa Pentagon, sa mga war colleges, all over the world para magbigay ng lecture on geopolitics. Dito sa kanyang best-selling book, The Next 100 Years, sinabi niya na ang mangyayari sa maraming parte ng mundo, the population bust will create a major labor shortage in advanced industrial countries. Kukulangin sila ng mga workers doon, labor. Later in the first half of the 21st century, itong pangkasalukuyang century nito, first half, it has been 2020, 2030, the problem will be persuading them to come pagdating sa mga immigrants. Kasi ngayon, tinataboy nila yung mga immigrants. But later in the first half of the 21st century, the problem will be persuading them to come. Countries will go so far as to pay people to move there. Sila na ngayon ang magmamakaawa kasi kulang sila ng tao. So darating ang panahon, yung ating Secretary of Labor ay parang magiging OPEC Secretary. Kasi sa OPEC, nakapila ka para humingi ng oil.